Hello, thank you for joining my Keystone. Please sit back, relax, and enjoy the presentation. For my Keystone project, I addressed the question, how can community cooking create a healthy space? In my work, I combined the fields of psychology and food studies. These two fields worked off each other, psychology as the theory, and food as the material and mechanism to practice the theory. Using Maslow's hierarchy of needs, I show how this theory can be practiced through food, cooking, and community interaction. So, what is Maslow's hierarchy of needs? It is a five-tiered model of human needs. The model is presented as a pyramid with lower needs at the bottom, moving up to higher-tiered needs at the top. Once an individual has satisfied a need, the person moves up the hierarchy to the next need. The tiers are 1. Physiological needs. These are biological needs, like air, food, sleep, and shelter. Second, safety needs. These are stability in life, protection from the law, security in health and employment. 3. Love and belonging needs. The need for interpersonal relationships, like sexual intimate relations or friends and family. 4. Esteem needs. The feeling of accomplishment. But this is viewed as two levels. First, esteem for oneself, dignity, independence, and respect for the self. And second, a desire for reputation or respect for accomplishment from others. And finally, 5, self-actualization, finding personal potential, self-fulfillment, and seeking personal challenges and growth. Now, I have changed the interpretation of Maslow's pyramid slightly and don't view it as a hierarchy. This interpretation has been supported by other psychologists and has been used in recent studies. But my view of Maslow's pyramid is an individual moves through events in life. These events in life can be your partner leaving you, a family member passing, or getting a promotion at work. These events are a moment an individual interact with Maslow's needs. Instead of walking you through how Maslow's hierarchy of needs directly connects to food and what that can do for the self, this connection and its benefits is discussed by Irina Perionova in her book The Polyphonic Food, Food Through the Prism of Maslow's Pyramid, and I highly recommend reading it. In this presentation, I would like to express this main idea from Maslow's hierarchy of needs. This idea being the willingness to put current belief systems at risk. So what does this mean, to put current belief systems at risk? Well, we all have fixed beliefs about ourselves, other people, and the environment we live in. An example of fixed beliefs can be religion. A person with religious beliefs lives life through those beliefs and makes decisions in life informed by those beliefs. So, these belief systems and our choice to shift or interrupt our belief systems is how we move around Maslow's pyramid. In order to develop and change in life, one needs to risk what they believe in. When we risk what we believe in, we expose what we don't know. This is our opportunity to develop and change things that are not working in life. Moving to different needs in Maslow's pyramid is the conscious choice an individual makes to acknowledge what they need to develop or change. The development in life is limited when we disregard interruptions in our belief systems and we don't work towards different needs. So, how does risking belief systems relate to food, cooking, and community interaction? Borrowing a quote from Ting Lang, a professor in food systems, he says, "Food systems is the intersection point for human, societal, and planetary relations. The food itself is not dictating the success of each tier in Maslow's pyramid, but rather, food is the medium from which personal love, community bonding, togetherness can occur. If we work in this intersection, that is the production of food, we can recognize where belief systems need to be risked and development needs to happen. So, why is this important? Why connect Maslow's hierarchy of needs and food? The image you are looking at is the Romani shantytown homeless camp in Saint Denis, Paris. In my research, I focused on those experiencing homelessness and the food services offered for them, and I found a problem. A lot of food banks and homeless shelters were experiencing no change in the number of participants using their services, and the population of those experiencing homelessness was not changing. As Letta Cooks says it brilliantly, with an honest look at how cultural habits of consumption, conditioned in an industrial capitalist food system, perpetuate overproduction and influence beliefs about food quality, status, and taste. What Cook is saying is that on the production side of food, farmers are overproducing to create the perfect product for the market. This is supported in many ways, like our industrial capitalist food system, overproducing food and influencing our cultural habits of consumption. Our reference to what is edible and tasty is destroyed when we only see perfect products. Grocery stores, restaurants, and other food sources for the general public are only presenting products chosen to appear the most appetizing, and our consumption habits are influenced to only desire products that are clean, contain no holes and bruises. So, how do our cultural habits and the mass production of food affect those experiencing homelessness? Well, there's a standard developed about our food and what food should look like. The products that do not fit into this standard are not considered to be suitable for the general public and are thrown away or donated to food banks. This approach to producing food does get wasted food to those experiencing homelessness, but on a small and immediate scale. And, as seen by the social service system, the population of those experiencing homelessness is not changing, so the support or help provided for them is not working. By donating the food that is not considered to be good enough for the market, we are saying that food is not good enough for us. And this puts a stigma on the food. A stigma saying donated food is not for the general public and is for homeless individuals. Now, for those experiencing homelessness who are looking for support and food, this does not frame the service as empowering or the food as appetizing. What this does do to those experiencing homelessness is lower their reference of what is even possible. Their confidence in themselves and motivation to develop and change is now limited and destroyed because they are not even worthy of the same food as us. What we need is the food services to recognize that their own belief system on how to address homelessness is not working. We need the production side of food to recognize their belief system of creating appetizing products through perfection is limiting the reference of those experiencing homelessness to a level that does not motivate development in life. What's next? How do we feed the homeless population and empower them in order to create a healthy society that works for everyone? Further inquiry into this question, I found that some social service organizations recognize this issue regarding the unhealthy relationship with food in food banks and other food services. An organization called Food Not Bombs is an independent network of private food collectives with a goal to share rescued food with hungry people, not solely for those experiencing homelessness. The donated food is coordinated with bakeries, restaurants, and grocery stores. Food Not Bombs cooks and serves this food in spaces like public parks and presents the food as a meal for business people, construction workers, or those experiencing homelessness. A principle Food Not Bombs has is that food is a right and not a privilege. And one reason behind this statement is that there is an abundance of food, and a lot of it is being wasted. For example, the intentional overproduction of food to create a perfect product, and knowing the misshaped products can be donated to food banks. By offering donated food to the general public, and not solely for those experiencing homelessness, Food Not Bombs is rejecting that there is a standard for food. By rejecting this cultural habit to eat perfect products, Food Not Bombs is demonstrating a recognition of the repercussions when we overproduce food. In addition, there's another organization located in Squamish called Squamish Helping Hands Society. This is a nonprofit organization that provides a wide variety of services like housing, food, and community services. Helping Hands has a focus on community building and ingrains this focus in the support offered for people transitioning out of difficult environments or unhealthy lifestyles. A new building Helping Hands is creating and will soon be available to use is their Under One Roof project. The services and programs provided in Under One Roof will be similar to Helping Hands in that they will have housing, food, employment, family, and mental health services. I would like to highlight the Pay What You Can grocery store Under One Roof will provide. This does a similar act as Food Not Bombs by disassembling the consumption habits in our society. The use of Pay What You Can grocery stores creates a vehicle for donated food to be sold as a regular product on the market. This takes away the stigma of donated food as food for those experiencing homelessness, because now a homeless person seeking food and an individual buying groceries are in the same space buying the same food. In addition, the Pay What You Can grocery stores offer employment opportunities for those experiencing homelessness and a financially stable individual. And when a homeless individual works side by side other people, they are no longer separate from society, and their reference to what is possible in life is not limited. With this motivation to change the standards of food and what can be sold on the market, we are no longer limiting the reference of those experiencing homelessness, because we can dismantle the distinction between donated food and market food, food banks, and grocery stores. And it raises the reference of those experiencing homelessness to a similar reference used to develop and change in life. Thank you for listening.